Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Your Family Doctor. So many of my older patients have heard that blueberries are like liquid gold for your eyes. They want to keep their vision sharp as they get older, no blurriness, no trouble seeing clearly, so they make it a point to eat a small handful every single day. But here's something that a lot of people don't realize. As good as blueberries are, if you pair them with certain foods that we eat all the time, those precious eye healthy nutrients can basically get destroyed before your body even has a chance to use them. Let me give you some examples. Some of my patients love to start their morning with a strong cup of coffee and a sweet yogurt, and they just toss a few blueberries in there. Sounds healthy, right? Other folks like to enjoy a nice hot cup of strong tea after a meal and snack on some blueberries for dessert. Some people like to munch on nuts while they're eating blueberries. Now, these all seem like really smart, healthy habits. But what's actually happening is that certain compounds in these foods grab onto the good stuff in the blueberries. They literally hold those nutrients hostage in your digestive system, and then they just get flushed right out of your body. That means you're spending your hard-earned money on something that's supposed to be good for you, but your body isn't getting any of the benefit. And if you eat like this day after day over time, it can actually put extra stress on your digestive system and your blood vessels, which ironically can end up hurting your eyes instead of helping them. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 5 common troublemaker foods that you should never pair with blueberries, and I'll explain exactly how they sabotage all that goodness. And then I'm going to share 5 Dream Team partners that can actually make the eye healthy benefits of blueberries twice as powerful. You learn these, you follow them, and you'll be giving your eyes the support they need to stay sharp and clear even into your 80s. Let's get into it. First bad pairing, blueberries and nuts. I know what you're thinking. Wait, nuts are healthy, and you're absolutely right. Almonds, walnuts, they're great for your heart and your brain. Blueberries are great. So how could putting 2 healthy things together be a problem? Well, here's what's happening inside your body. Both nuts and blueberries naturally contain certain compounds that are fine on their own. But when they meet up in your stomach, they can form a little gang. This gang's favorite thing to do is grab onto iron, the iron you were hoping to absorb from your food to help with your energy levels and your blood health. They lock it up so your body can't use it, and then it just gets passed out in your stool. So if you're someone who already tends to feel tired, or you've been told you're a little anemic, eating these two together could mean you're not actually getting any of that iron benefit. You might even find yourself feeling more run down over time. The second issue is digestion. Nuts are high in healthy fats, which take time to digest. They're the slow-moving type. Blueberries, on the other hand, have a lot of fiber in their skins and seeds, which your gut bacteria need to break down. They're the quicker, more active type. When you eat them together, it's like trying to merge a slow truck and a fast car into the same lane at the same time. For your digestive system, especially as we get older, that can lead to bloating, gas, and just feeling uncomfortable. Additionally, some people may be sensitive to both of these foods, and when you eat them together, it can make that sensitivity even worse. And for some people, there's another concern. If you're someone who has a history of kidney stones, both nuts and blueberries contain small amounts of substances that can contribute to stone formation. Eating them together in large amounts on a regular basis could slightly increase your risk. So you're probably thinking, okay, but I love both of these. What do I do? Don't worry, I've got you. First and simplest, separate them. Have your blueberries in the morning. And then if you want a handful of nuts, wait 2 or 3 hours. Let your body absorb the nutrients from the blueberries before the nuts come in. Problem solved. Second trick, bring in a bodyguard. If you're eating blueberries with nuts, add a little vitamin C. Have a few orange slices, a kiwi, or some strawberries. Vitamin C acts like a bodyguard that can actually rescue that iron from the gang and help your body absorb it. Third trick, give your nuts a little prep. Before you eat almonds or walnuts, soak them in water overnight. That simple step helps reduce some of those troublemaking compounds so they're much gentler on your system. And if you absolutely want to eat them together and you're not sure how your body will handle it, go with pistachios. They naturally have lower levels of those compounds compared to almonds and walnuts, so they're a relatively safer choice. See, with just a little thought about timing and how you prep your food, you can still enjoy both of these healthy foods safely. Second bad pairing, blueberries and strong tea. Now let's talk about the second pairing to watch out for, blueberries with strong tea. This is a really common one. A lot of my patients love to finish a meal with a nice hot cup of strong tea, black tea, or green tea, and have a few blueberries on the side while they chat and relax. It feels so relaxing and healthy. But here's the problem. You know, that slightly bitter, kind of drying feeling you get in your mouth when you drink strong tea. That's from something called tannins. Tannins are cousins to the troublemakers we just talked about in nuts. They're also kidnappers. When you drink strong tea while eating blueberries, those tannins rush in and bind to important minerals like iron and calcium, the very things your body needs. And they hold on to them so tightly that your body can't absorb them. They just get escorted right out. This is especially important if you're someone who doesn't eat a lot of meat and relies more on plant-based sources of iron. You could be doing everything right with your diet, and that cup of tea could be undoing all your hard work. The second issue is stomach comfort. Blueberries have natural fruit acids, and strong tea can trigger your stomach to produce more acid. Put those two together, and if you have a sensitive stomach or a history of heartburn or acid reflux, you might end up feeling that burning sensation or what we call heartburn. So how do we fix this? First option, switch your tea. Not all teas have those tannins. You can switch to herbal teas. Ginger tea is wonderful. It's actually soothing for your stomach. Chamomile tea is calming. Peppermint tea is refreshing and light. These teas don't have that kidnapping compound, so they're perfectly fine to have with blueberries, no problem at all. Second option, stagger them. If you really love your black or green tea and don't want to give it up, just wait an hour or two after eating your blueberries before you drink it. By that time, your body has already absorbed the nutrients, so they won't meet in your stomach and cause trouble. Third option, be smart about how you brew. Here's a little trick: don't let your tea steep too long. The longer those tea leaves sit in the water, the more tannins get released. So put your tea bag in, let it steep for a minute or two, then take it out. Or if you're using loose leaves, pour the tea out after a minute or two. You still get the flavor, but with a lot less of the troublemaker. So with just a few adjustments, you can still enjoy both your blueberries and your tea. Third bad pairing, blueberries and coffee. Okay, so we've talked about tea. Now let's talk about coffee. I know a lot of you, especially those of you who are up early taking care of grandkids, need that morning cup of coffee to get going, and tossing some blueberries into your breakfast feels like a smart, modern choice. It seems convenient and healthy, but there are a few things happening here that aren't so friendly to your eyes. First, coffee acts a bit like a little pump in your body. It pushes water out, which means you end up going to the bathroom more often. When your body gets a little dehydrated, your eyes are one of the first places to feel it. They can get dry, gritty, uncomfortable. And for those of us who are a bit older, tear production naturally decreases anyway. So coffee can make that dryness even worse, leaving your eyes feeling irritated and making it harder to see clearly. Second, coffee turns your stomach into something like a vinegar jar. It increases acid production. The nutrients in blueberries that are so good for your eyes are actually pretty delicate when they land in a highly acidic environment. They can start to break down before your body even gets a chance to absorb them. So you're not getting the full benefit. It's like you ate them for nothing. And here's something important to know. Some research has shown that caffeine can temporarily raise the pressure inside your eyes, what we call intraocular pressure. For most people with healthy eyes, that's not a big deal. But if you have glaucoma, or if someone in your family has glaucoma, that's something to be aware of. That eye pressure is a lot like blood pressure. You don't want it spiking unnecessarily. If you can avoid it, it can add extra stress to your eyes over time. So you're probably asking, if I don't pair blueberries with coffee, what should I have them with for breakfast? I've got a great one for you: oatmeal. Think about it. Oatmeal releases energy slowly and steadily, so your blood sugar stays nice, and even with no big spikes and crashes. And stable blood sugar is fantastic for protecting those tiny, delicate blood vessels in your eyes. Plus, oatmeal has its own set of eye-friendly nutrients. When you combine it with blueberries, it's like a tag team. Oatmeal keeps the road smooth and traffic flowing. It stabilizes your blood sugar. Blueberries bring the antioxidant power to stand guard and fight off the bad guys. When they work together, you get double the protection for your eyes. Fourth bad pairing, blueberries with sugary foods. Now, the fourth pairing we need to talk about, and I suspect a lot of you might be doing this one, is blueberries with overly sweet foods, for example. Adding blueberries to those sweetened breakfast cereals you buy at the supermarket, or mixing them into those fruit flavored yogurts that have all that jam like fruit at the bottom, or maybe you're making a blueberry smoothie at home and you add a couple of big spoonfuls of sugar because it tastes a little tart. We think we're being healthy because there are blueberries involved, but adding all that sugar is actually sabotaging everything. There are two big problems here. First problem, when you eat a lot of sugar, it's like lighting little matches all over your body. You can't see them, but they're there, tiny fires of inflammation. Those little fires are especially dangerous for the incredibly delicate blood vessels in your eyes. The good stuff in blueberries, those antioxidants, they're like your firefighters. They're trying to put out those fires. But if you keep throwing sugar into the mix, you're basically adding more fuel to the fire. The firefighters can't keep up, the inflammation keeps burning, and over time it damages those tiny eye vessels more and more. And there's an even bigger problem. Think about what happens when you soak meat or fruit in a sugary syrup for a long time. It gets hard, tough, and discolored. The same thing can happen inside your body when your blood sugar stays high over time. The excess sugar in your bloodstream can actually damage proteins. And two of the most important structures in your eye, your blood vessels and the lens that helps you focus, are made of protein. When those get damaged, the blood vessels get stiff and brittle, and they can get clogged, the lens gets cloudy, and that's one of the ways cataracts develop. So this isn't just about not absorbing nutrients, this is about long-term damage to your eyes. So what's the perfect pairing for blueberries instead? I'll tell you, plain unsweetened Greek yogurt. Here's why this works so well. First, it's not sweet, so it's not adding fuel to that inflammatory fire. Second, it's packed with high-quality protein, which helps your body absorb the natural sweetness of the blueberries slowly, keeping your blood sugar steady, no spikes, no crashes. Third, it has probiotics, good bacteria that help your gut work better so you actually absorb more of the blueberries' nutrients. Your digestive system gets stronger and more of those eye healthy compounds make it into your system. This way you get the full 100% of the eye benefits without any of the downsides. Fifth bad pairing, blueberries with trans fats. Now, the fifth and final pairing, this one sounds technical, trans fats, but let me explain what it really means. Trans fats are a type of man-made fat that is genuinely terrible for your body. They hide in a lot of the processed snacks and treats that we all enjoy from time to time, things like cookies, cakes, crackers, potato chips, and they're also in fried foods like fried chicken, donuts, and those crispy fried snacks. And look, I get it. The grandkids come over with a box of cookies, or the family goes out for some fried chicken, and it's a happy occasion, that's life. But we need to understand what trans fats are doing inside our bodies. Trans fats are basically the worst kind of garbage you can put into your blood vessels. They're sticky and hard, and unlike other fats, your body has a really hard time clearing them out. They do two main bad things. First, they make your blood vessels stiff and brittle. Your vessels are supposed to be soft and flexible so blood can flow smoothly. Trans fats turn them into something more like old, stiff pipes that can crack. Second, they scrape and irritate the inside of your vessel walls, causing inflammation and damage. Think about it like the pipes in an old house. Over time, they get clogged with rust and scale. Not only does the water not flow as well, but the pipes themselves get thinner and weaker. That's what happens inside your blood vessels. Now, the blood vessels in your eyes are thinner than a strand of hair. They're the most vulnerable in your entire body. When those get damaged or clogged, the nutrients can't get through, your eyes don't get the support they need, and over time, your vision can start to suffer. So here's the simple picture. You're eating blueberries and you're sending a whole team of repair workers into your body to fix up your blood vessels. But if you're also eating trans fats, you're sending in a demolition crew at the same time. You're building and tearing down at the same time. Nothing gets better. It's a waste of your effort and your money. So what's the better pairing? Dark leafy greens. I'm talking about spinach, kale, collard greens, broccoli. These greens have their own army of eye protecting nutrients. The purple team from the blueberries and the green team from the leafy greens, they're like brothers. When they work together, they're much more powerful. They help protect your eyes from the harmful light coming off your phone, your TV, and your computer. And they work together to keep your blood vessels healthy. So you can throw a handful of spinach into a blueberry smoothie or have some steamed broccoli with your dinner and finish with blueberries for dessert. That's how you really give your eyes the support they need. All right, we've covered a lot of ground today. I know that was a lot of information, so let me sum it all up in 5 key points that you can actually use. You might want to save this or write it down. Point 1, the 5 bad pairings to avoid. 1, blueberries with nuts. They can block iron absorption and cause digestive issues. 2, blueberries with strong tea. The tannins in tea block mineral absorption and can trigger heartburn and acid reflux. 3, blueberries with coffee. Coffee can dry out your eyes and temporarily raise eye pressure. 4, blueberries with sugary foods. Sugar causes inflammation that can damage the blood vessels and lens in your eyes. 5, blueberries with trans fats. Trans fats damage your blood vessels and completely cancel out the repair work that blueberries are trying to do. Point 2, the 5 dream team partners for blueberries. 1, vitamin C rich fruits like oranges or kiwi. They act as bodyguards to help your body absorb iron. 2, herbal teas like peppermint, ginger, or chamomile. They're gentle, they don't block nutrients, and they won't upset your stomach. 3, oatmeal. It keeps your blood sugar steady and works together with blueberries to protect your eyes. 4, unsweetened Greek yogurt. It gives you protein and probiotics, so you actually absorb all the blueberry goodness. 5, dark leafy greens like spinach and kale. They team up with blueberries to give you double the protection. Point 3, simple everyday tricks. First, if you really want nuts or strong tea or coffee, just separate them. Wait 2 or 3 hours after eating your blueberries. If they don't meet in your stomach, there's no problem. Second, if you're eating nuts like almonds or walnuts, soak them in water overnight. It washes away a lot of the troublemaking compounds. Third, when you make tea, don't let it steep too long. 1 or 2 minutes is enough to get the flavor without all the tannins. Point 4, the 3 core principles for eye health. 1, good food should be paired with good foods. Don't let junk food cancel out the good stuff you're putting in. 2, think about those tiny blood vessels in your eyes. They're thinner than a strand of hair. Be gentle with them. Go easy on sugar and fried foods. Don't let your taste buds make decisions that hurt your eyes. 3, trust whole foods. The closer your food is to how it grew in the ground, unprocessed, unrefined, the better it is for your body. That's where real nutrition comes from. Point 5, special considerations. If you have a sensitive stomach, if you deal with acid reflux, if you have glaucoma, or if you have a history of kidney stones, pay extra attention to those strong teas, coffee, and large amounts of nuts. Stick with the gentler options like oatmeal and unsweetened yogurt. Friends, a small change in how you pair your foods day after day can make a really big difference for your eyes and for your whole body. It adds up over time. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you know who loves blueberries. Let's all get the most out of the good food we're eating. This is for educational purposes only. Always consult your own doctor before making changes. If you're dealing with any health concerns, please schedule a visit with your primary care doctor. I'm here to help you understand the science, not replace professional medical advice. I'll see you in the next one.